Good afternoon once again. So I hope everybody had their lunch and you're not really sleepy.
I did not.
Anyways, I think that's a better idea because you don't get sleepy. So today the training team is going to do classroom management. So when we talk about classroom management, what do you mean?
Taking a report of the class.
Okay, all right. Pooja, what do you mean by classroom management?
Preparing syllabus.
Syllabus. Okay. Srijana, what do you mean by classroom management?
The classroom management means how do we control the class and how do we manage students and how do we keep them in discipline and teach them and take our teaching plus learning together.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, classroom arrangement is a kind of a process or a methodology that each one of us has. You know, it may differ from person to person, but it is important. Why? So that the teaching learning process is fruitful. It is more effective. So today we're going to do on how. Now, before I move on, I'd like to ask some questions. Alright, my question to you teachers. What kind of students would you like to have in your class? What kind of students? Okay. Interactive. Ikama, what kind of student would you like to have in your class? Anything else?
I feel challenged to teach explore learning.
Okay.
Active.
Yes, Anand sir.
Active.
Very active. Okay. Interactive, active.
From my side,
Discipline. Who said discipline?
Ma'am.
All right. Just hold on one by
Okay.
one, please. I'll come back to you. Discipline. Yes, Manoj sir.
I need naughty boys, naughty students.
Naughty students.
Come on, Manoj. Let's be very.
Actually, sir, there is a reason, sir.
You really want, naughty people to be with you.
Yes, sir. Actually, I want to polish them, sir.
Okay, okay.
To art.
From the back, Sapna, what kind of students would you like to have in your class?
Student all kind of, they have mixed type of
Mixed.
learning desire.
Okay. Mixed students and especially students who have great learning desire. Rohini, what kind of students would you like to have in your class?
Studious and enthusiastic.
Studious.
Curious.
Oh, sorry, curious. Curious and enthusiastic. Now, teachers. Yes, Mohammed. Creative. My dear teachers, these are the expectations that you have of students.
My expectation is, the best of Nepal coming to modern age. Studious, all, 90 pointers.
Best.
Yeah, coming in the rank list. Because the kind of students I will not give a chance. I would like to have.
Alright, so this is our expectation. The best students in our class, the most disciplined students, the most interactive, curious students. But what about the expectation of the students? Yeah, my question, if I was a student, how would I expect my teachers to do? Also, I would ask the teachers who are really smart and knowledgeable, very understanding and kind, generous.
Listener. Listener.
A good listener. So teachers is not only about our expectations, but it is about the expectation of the students. So therefore, in order to keep, their expectations and our expectations, we need to have a very good classroom management. Okay? So, going back. Okay. Secondly, we have some worksheets which will be given to you, and Viva ma'am, our academy coordinator, she's going to discuss on the worksheets that has been given, and the last part would be discussions on what we have done by the headmistress. Now, let's deal with situations. Today I'm not going to speak much because pictures speak 1,000 words. That's what I believe in, and that's what the students would also believe in your class. So, let's have a look at some of the situations that have been captured. Okay? So, and I'm very thankful to all the teachers who have helped me do this. Yes, teachers, what did you see? This is exactly what we find in classrooms.
It's for my notes.
You wanted naughty students. You have naughty students. And some of us, I think we don't have the courage, to face the students. So as soon as you enter into the class, the first thing should be standing and addressing your students. Looking at everybody. Eye contact. Not just coming and then start teaching. Because you don't know what the students are doing at the back. So, what should we do? Now let's have a look at the next video.
Amplify the volume.
Any problem with you? Stand up. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Sit down.
So this is the correction of the first video. You have to make a point to look at your students, to see what they are doing, and make sure that they do what you want. Okay? Now again, this is another situation that we often see. The students at the back, are they doing their work? And what is the teacher doing? Yeah, just he's only focused on the students on the front bench. But as teachers, remember, our job, our mission is to make sure that everybody joins in. So how can we do that?
Any problem? What's going on? Carry on with your work.
This is one of the qualities of the teacher. You're not shouting. You're only being stern, looking at the student and making sure that they do their work. Now let's move on to the next video.
Hey, you shut up! You don't know anything after your one class.
How many of us do this? How many of us? You're only terrorizing that student. All you need is a look. Like Sir often says, just stand there Look at that. Okay? So from the next time, before you start screaming and shouting, let's practice this. Let's see how effective it is. Now the next one.
Excuse me, ma'am. Yes, idiot, that's also you don't know? What have you learned till now?
Idiot. Please remember, teachers, they're also human beings. They also have their own self-respect. Just like we want to be respected by the students, they would like to be respected. So let's not belittle them by calling them names or tagging them. Okay? Instead,
Shivana, what happened? Get back to your case. Ma'am, I want to go to the toilet. Good job. What happened, Shivana? What's the problem? Actually, ma'am, I have not understood anything. I'm not able to. Okay, I understood. Come to my staff room in short room, okay? We'll discuss about it.
sympathizing with them, not screaming or shouting. Walking an extra mile. You know that you cannot give time to that student because it's difficult to maintain the different paces of the students in the class because you have a variety of students. So at least when you have your free time, just call them over and guide them. Do not belittle them.
We are going to learn exercises. So all of you get the board, okay? I'm going to start. Yes, Lalita and what happened? We can't see on my. Okay, you want me to move front? Yes, I can go back. And what is it? So you come out and find out this one. Keep it. Thank you. Have a okay.
Classroom arrangement. It is very important because maybe sometimes students are not able to see. That is the first case. Secondly, some students they might not understand. They might have a much slower pace of learning than the other students. Why don't you mix them? And keep those students with the better ones. So classroom arrangement is also important. Now,
Deepa, what's wrong? Quick face. And yes, why Johnny? You should cover it now. Okay?
read out your rules in the class. When you begin, the first day of the class, make sure you read out the rules. You tell them, teach them etiquette. Because you're not only, teaching, you're preparing future leaders, future generations. Okay? So the next videos is also regarding the same thing. These are very common videos that I have made on common situations.
You're not supposed to do that. It's okay to drink water, but you should learn some classes today. As I'm here, the teacher, you should take competition. All the way to see just say excuse me, then I understand. Okay, ma'am.
Teaching them. I personally do this. I do not allow anybody just to, drink or something like that. At least have the courtesy. A teacher who is much elder to you is standing in front. So you need to teach them. Alright? Now,
This is what that's for me. This is what that's for me. Statues are wrong. Alright, listen to the instruction. The first direction was noise and less. Right? You can't talk. People, teacher said there's something called whispering. Let's practice whispering. Let's try it. Whispering. We will whisper. Okay, don't ask me what's my favorite food.
from one of the workshops done by Anisha and Alistair. So we as teachers, we enjoy activities. Obviously, the students will also enjoy activities. So in order to teach them, making them active, we participate is very important. Okay? And at the same time, the noise level, how do you control? Not by shouting, but whispering. Some of the techniques, we like magicians. We have to be like magicians. We have to conjure up some kind of tricks. So remember, teachers, the next time when you go to class, be prepared. That's why lesson planning is very important. Now, this is another activity that I'd like to show, which was done in the class itself.
Stands straight up, as if he stuck his finger in an electric socket. He has one eyebrow much higher than the other and a very small nose that looks like a button. He has one eyebrow much higher than the other and a very small nose that looks like a button. He has one eyebrow much higher than the other and a very small nose that looks like a button. His mouth is wide open in a big, goofy smile, showing two giant front teeth. His mouth is wide open in a big, goofy smile, showing two giant front teeth. His mouth is wide open in a big, goofy smile, showing two giant front teeth. He is wearing a bright green suit covered in orange stars, with one pant leg shorter than the other. He is wearing a bright green suit covered in orange stars, with one pant leg shorter than the other. He is wearing a bright green suit covered in orange stars, with one pant leg short.
This was another activity taken by the English teachers. And if you've noticed, I know most of the teachers must be thinking that we don't have smartboards and all. Like I said, we are magicians. We have to conjure up something. So here, for the listening activity, a small, with the use of the phone, a small speakerphone is used. So even if you don't have any materials in the class, just create one. Teaching aids are very important. All right? So, now I'd like to call.
Now, listening to everybody's answers, I've got very little to tell you. That means each and every one of you is aware of what is the right thing to do. Because when I was listening, when ma'am was asking the questions, all of you were answering what was correct. Now, either it is what sir said, that you chose your favorite alphabet out of ABCD, D, and you knew everything, or that you know what has to be done. And I agree that it is the second one. Because from the beginning, we just not landed up as teachers. We were students ourselves. And when we were students, we were making the same, figure things in our minds, which we saw when ma'am was asking in the beginning, that what sort of students you want as your students in your class. And there were beautiful adjectives coming up, enthusiastic, intelligent, studious, or artistic, creative, all sorts of things. So let me tell you, my dear friends, that it's not only that we as teachers are looking, or principal sir looking in his teachers, or I'm looking in my team, all of these wonderful things. Even students are the first ones. We have these once in a while, these workshops. But children are doing your judgment every single day. Every single day, they are discussing with each other how they felt in your class, what they have names for all of us. They have little, code words for all of us. They are, before the classroom, they give their verdict, aaj ye hone wala hai. Okay? So they are busy in their own world. So first of all, my dear friends, if we have chosen to be there, we have to make ourselves in such a way that the children, we have to be one step above the children. If they are expecting something out of us, let's not give it. So there will be an element of surprise. I know that every single day we cannot come up with different strategies, but at least we can have a few of them with us, which we can vary and change from time to time. As ma'am said to Samarpita ma'am, that first of all we have to have a rapport. So let us begin from there. To be an effective teacher, to be a good teacher, first of all, establish that rapport with your students. Let them feel that they are going to be heard, that they are going to be respected, that they are going to be enjoying your class. And if you can spare a little time, because it will save a lot of time later on, if you are able to establish a relationship with your students, they will listen to you. And once they listen to you, all the work that gets pending or does not get done will be done. So in the initial, like this is still April going on, we are still having admissions. So your proper classes have not begun so seriously with your study. So this is the time when you can establish that rapport with your children. That is the most important thing according to me. I, at my own level, try to do that. When the new members join the faculty, I try to build that with them. I hope I'm able to do. There's still a lot to do, still a lot to learn. But I feel that from my side, I make an effort to make the new teachers who walked in not feel as if they are here only for a few days. I try to make them feel a part of the MIS family and that they are safe here. They are here to learn more and they are here to become one as a team. And that's exactly what a class teacher has to do with the students. So that is number one thing. If you have developed, if you have established that, automatically all the other things are going to fall in place. The second thing, the children must know from your mood, from your eyes, from certain words, certain, your body language, that now she means business, she or he. We know exactly, and let me look at our leader or some of the teachers, senior teachers, that when you go to them, sometimes it's okay, some light note or some little discussion word here and there is okay. But then most of the time when we go and meet principal sir for different things, I need to keep going to him and meeting him. And I know exactly what he means or what I'm supposed to give. So a smart child will always be able to understand and would be able to get back the way you want. And even if they are not very smart, over the time, it's the duty of the teacher to make the child understand. So that is your part 2, that you have to make your students know what you want from them. For this, I feel is very, very important. Like many times when we are taking around and I try to tell teachers if I see somebody sitting that, it's not nice. It's not, I'm not saying it because, we want to see all the teachers standing or working more or like that. But because I'm a teacher and every time that I have a little meeting in my office with the coordinators, with whoever, and I'm offered to sit, but I never sit. Because it's always psychologically when you are standing and looking into the eyes of everybody and they have to look up to you, whether you are worth it or not worth it, but they are still looking up to you. Okay? So that is the place where you are going to win. The moment you are looking at them and they are looking up at you, you will have more control than if you are sitting at their level and trying to talk. So that I think each one of us should make a note and never try to talk to the children or teach them while sitting. At times, if you don't feel like, if you're not feeling well or you've had enough, last period, you're not into the, position, you can write something on the board and ask them that, they have to do the written assignment today. And later on, you can just walk around and see whether they are writing, they are being attentive or not. So that is also another thing that can be done. We are teaching them things about, the topics today. It was very interesting, those PISA question papers that principals have discussed. All of us can now, if you can't do it all the time, then let's sometimes, especially the English teachers, sometimes we can think of a comprehension passage or some, some topic which can get connected to the mathematics, science, social studies or whatever. So if you can pick up one topic and connect it to the different subjects, talk about it and make the child feel, I think it will develop his critical thinking or to be, he'll be able to concentrate more instead of giving those ready-made answers which we are trying to avoid. Most of you are trying to avoid it, but please try to include the other subjects. One topic which can be, included, the other topics can be included, and that way the children, and sometimes you can ask the children to help you out. Okay, this is the topic. Now let me know which other subject you can find something similar and connected and get back to me. I think they will have to give it a thought. And you'll be surprised because sometimes they can come up with much more interesting things than what you were thinking of. So that is one more thing which you can always keep in mind. Another thing which is very helpful is once in a while, if you can take your children out with you, and like whether it is a social studies class, it is mathematics, it is science or whatever. But then all this should be coming towards the month of maybe November, December, because by then you have established a rapport with your children and they know you very well, so you can be confident that if you take your children out, they will be in your control. If you try to do it, in the month of May, they are all going to go haywire and they are not going to be in your control. So by the time the children understand and know you well, you can also have that confidence that you can take them out sometime, and if you are relating whatever your topic to another subject, try and see if you can request that other subject teacher to come and talk to your class, little bit interact, or you can help out your teacher, the other teacher by doing so that the children are able to understand that the different subjects can be connected or related to each other. This will also give them more knowledge, understanding, common sense they will develop, and they will have a little, some new sort of a thing for them. So it will continue them having interest in your class, and maybe ma'am or sir will come out with something interesting to them. So this will keep that interest alive in them, and they will not take your class as if, it is that stereotype that this is exactly what is going to happen in the class. Language class, when you are telling them to write a story or telling them to write an essay or something, instead of just sitting in the class, you've got such a beautiful open place. You can take them out, make them sit, somewhere, and then they can write about the nature or whatever they are writing. Or they can discuss, the friends can discuss about their topic, and they can take help from each other. So every time the children are expressing their ideas or giving, like today what are we doing? If there is, I don't think so that any of the things that any of us standing here and talking, you don't know. All of you know it. It's just that those thoughts are lying, sleeping somewhere at the back of your mind, and you just need that little push, or you just need that little bit of interest to get developed in your mind, and your own thoughts are going to come out. That is what I have understood from our counsel, ma'am, that whenever you are listening to someone, you are never giving your input or you are giving your idea how to come out of that problem. The moment you talk about your problem, you will be listening to yourself, and you yourself will know how to get out of that problem. So each one of us know how to be a wonderful teacher, how to be an interesting teacher, how to be a commanding teacher. It's just we sometimes forget. So let all of us remember the potential that we have. Time to time we are getting this environment to learn, to get that little push, and I'm sure if we take it seriously, we all can do wonders, we all can do miracles. One advise, one little request I would like to make all the teachers, to all of you, that one important aspect we are forgetting teaching our children, which was taught to me when I was a student, that presence of mind. Let me tell you, I don't know what is the reason that I am finding, lot of people, lot of these children getting absolutely indifferent to what is happening around them. If you ask them to do something out of the blue, they'll just look at you. They don't know how to react or what to do till they get their what to do. Yes, that is not correct. Because in this world, to survive today in any situation, your presence of mind is the most important thing, which is lacking, I'm sorry to say. So let all of us try to think about it, give each other ideas, and develop that presence of mind. I think if presence of mind is developed, the child, lot of things will fall in place. The child will know where he is, how he should react, what he should do. So with that, I'm sure all of us being equipped can do well, and all the best. I have full faith in this wonderful team and the leader we have. Thank you.